Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. So in this video today, I'm gonna give my top 10 Riven tips for playing her and also winning ranked. So I guess everybody knows about this right now and have already played with them. Basically, the Q got buffed where she got more damage and less cooldown, and her shield got nerfed, which made everything a lot worse. But the thing is, in the higher elos, people with Riven actually have a much better win rate right now. And when you take a look at the lower elos such as silver and gold, people actually have a lower win rate. The reason for this happening is because people in lower elos, they don't really know how to play Riven. They are kinda missing out on the tips that I'm going to give today. So without further ado, let's get right into it. As for the first top number 1 tip that I'm going to give you, this tip will dramatically improve and dramatically change your Riven gameplay. You're going to be playing much better and you're going to have a much better win rate. The one tip I'm talking about is to extend your Qs. Basically, when the patch came out, which is patch 9.10, extending your Qs has become better than ever. Back in the days, you could only do this when you had about 40% CDR, but with this change that has came to the patch 9.10, you can now extend your Qs at only 20% CDR with a max rank of 5 points into your Q. For those people who don't know what I'm talking about, basically if you press your Q for the very first time, that's when the cooldown is already going to tickle in. So what you want to be doing is you want to press your Q and wait till the very end of the Q to expire, but before it expires you want to press your Q, of course, and then you want to repeat that till the very end all the way to the third Q. As soon as you press the third Q, you should already have your Q back up immediately and you should be able to press it all over again. At least if you have the 20% CDR with the max rank on the Q, of course. This will allow you to start a team fight or a 1v1 with an extra third Q for the CC and also a fully stacked passive. If you have never done this before, I recommend you going into a practice tool game and just practice it a few times before you take it into a real ranked game. You want to make sure that you never fail this. The next tip I got for you is to buy the cheapest items in the store. So this is by far the best season that Riven has ever had because there's plenty of ways to build Riven right now. There's a lot of items that works on this champion and this is what makes her amazing. One of the ways to build Riven right now, one of the actual meta ways to build her is to go into the crit Riven build and take the Essence Reaver and then go for a lot of Infinity Edge and also many other crit items. But then there's also the monster scaling build where you go for the Dead Stance into the Black Cleaver or into Spear of the Shojin, and that makes her an amazing monster for the mid and the late game. But then there's also my favorite build, the one and the only build that I pretty much built in almost all of my games. The one build I'm talking about is the Ghost Blade into the Black Cleaver and then into the Guardian's Angel. This build is very strong at the moment in the current patch because the items are very cheap to buy and they give you amazing stats. This build will give you everything that you need in order to carry the early game. It will give you potential to run away if you are split pushing. It also helps you chase down people because of the Ghost Blade. It also gets you the early game damage as quick as possible, and the Guardian's Angel is gonna help you out in team fighting if you are looking for team fights. The next tip that I got for you is to keep up your flash at all times. Basically, you want to be making as little mistakes as possible so that you're not going to waste your flash in order to survive. You want to be keeping up your flash for upcoming team fights because if you can use your flash and hit multiple targets at once in a team fight, you can win some games that sometimes aren't winnable. Flash on Riven is the biggest playmaker in the game. It can really change games that are super lost into super hard winning games. The next tip I got for you is to look for catches and free kills. So with the change that came to the patch 9.10, she can no longer spam her shield as much as she did before, but since they did buff the Q, she can dash more than before. This allows her to chase down harder than ever and also get the free kills. Do not just split push and farm as much as possible and pressure around the map. You also want to be looking to catch people and get the free kills. The thought is very simple. If you are the strongest of the entire game, which in some of the games you will be, then all you have to go and do is to find your way out and catch somebody with all the dashes and everything that you have. Especially if you are playing with the Ghost Blade, it makes it even easier to catch off people because you already have 4 dashes, and Ghost Blade will only allow you to chase down people even harder. The next step is to turn on the setting for attack move click. I'm actually surprised that most people still don't know about this setting at all, especially around the lower elos. Some people do know about this setting, but they still don't play with it. I recommend to play with this setting because this will dramatically improve your Riven gameplay. If you are looking for my league settings, I have already made a video about my league settings, so make sure you check that out. But if you're looking for the attack move click, just go to the league settings, it will be in there right there. The next step I have is to adapt your runes to your current game. There's many ways to play Riven right now in the current patch with all of the runes that exist at the moment. I'm not telling you right here that you have to change the entire setup in order to play against your opponent in lane or against the entire game. All I'm saying right here is to change and adapt your bonus stats and a few little changes that will help you deal a little bit more damage or get the extra defensive stats that you are missing out if you don't actually change it. I'm currently doing a unranked to diamond series on my YouTube channel as well as on my stream, and what I notice a lot from the lower elo players, even around the platinum elo, is that people are not willing to change their runes to the game. I've been playing against people who actually took points into the magic resist in the bonus stats when I am playing Riven. Magic resist is not gonna help at all, so these guys may not even have changed anything in the bonus stats, which will actually make their game a lot harder. You don't want to be making that same mistake like they do, because this can really tell you the difference between going from silver 4 to gold 4 and platinum 4. The next step is to practice your combos in the practice tool. So just to clear this out, I've been a Riven main back in the days when the practice tool did not even exist, and back in those days I took it the hard way. I've gone into a custom game and I walked down to the red buff and I did my combos, and I've had to wait for my combos to come back off cooldown every single time. Nowadays you don't really have to do that anymore because you can just go into the practice tool and you can literally test and practice any combo that you want almost immediately. You guys have it really easy at the moment in the current season. If you are missing out on Riven combos, you can just practice it all day long. Take this practice tool to your advantage and actually try to master Riven before going to an actual ranked game. Because I've been coaching and watching many Riven players in the past, and they cannot even pull off combos perfectly. If your Riven is only about average, then don't play ranked. Just go 10 hours a day into the practice tool and actually complete and finish and perfectionize your Riven before going to a real game. I'm very serious, by the way. The next step is to watch full gameplays. Yes, full gameplays. One of the ways that I got better at this game is simply by watching players that are better than me. So if I was silver back in the day, I would actually go and consider watching somebody that was diamond or challenger, and I would try to copy them and try to understand what they are doing. Sometimes you can learn a lot by watching other players that are better than you because they do things that you have thought that was never possible. Do not just watch them in order to see their plays, but also try to understand the moves that they are making, the reason why they are placing a ward into a brush, or the reason why they are moving towards the mid or the bottom. You want to try to understand those little things. The next tip is to dedicate yourself to only one Riven skin only. For some of you guys, this might sound like a very strange Riven tip. Why would you dedicate yourself to only one Riven skin only? The reason for that being is because you want to get yourself used to the skin that you enjoy the most. Because if you play multiple skins at once, it may sometimes feel like some of the skins don't feel as good, and you might actually slow down in terms of animation cancelling. Some people think that the Dragon Blade Riven skin actually slows you down in terms of combos and animation cancelling. Of course, that's not real. Don't listen to those people. They are simply used to the skin that they enjoy the most. That's why I recommend people to play with the one skin that you love playing with. Don't play too many skins. It will feel like some of the skins are just going to slow you down. For me personally, I love the arcade Riven skin and I play with that skin pretty much all the time. For the last tip is to spam ranked and play Riven only. If you want to become a true master with Riven, I recommend you playing with ranked Riven only. Stop playing the normal games because you don't learn anything from playing normal games. People don't play serious in normal games and there's many different elos in normal games. It's never consistent. You want to have consistent games when playing Riven, so ranked is the best option for you. If you are a gold player, you want to be matched with gold players. You don't want to be playing a normal game where you get to play against an iron player and then actually do well. That's not going to help you anything get better. So make sure you play ranked only, dedicate yourself to it, and try to improve that way. This was it for the top 10 tips for Riven, guys, from number 1 to 10. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are looking for a high elo Riven stream, make sure you check out my stream, and also if you are looking for a nice and friendly Discord community, make sure you check out my Discord community, guys. It's amazing. So thank you for being here, and I guess I'll see you guys within my next stream and also within my next video, man. Peace.